introduce ourselves as? Like, are we gonna be like 17 minutes?
It's rolling? Oh, shit, it's rolling. Okay.
Do you want you to be like, I'm here with Emily, or do you want me to be like, I'm here with Tony, or do you want it to be like, hello, we're here?
What's up, y'all? I'm here with Emily. I missed you so much.
I miss you extremely. No, wait, we're gonna start back. I gotta just be myself, okay? I hate being on camera. Alright, so I'm in. I don't.
Fuck, he's gonna put this in there. I know he is.
Okay, cool.
Okay, he's laughing.
Alright.
Okay. So, I'm here with Emily because I've been in Atlanta for 2 months and I've been away from everyone for 2 months. I've been away from home for 2 months. But being away from Emily for 2 months was not a good idea.
Yeah, it felt a little disrespectful.
Yeah, I just feel like I have so much to tell you, and I feel like, I don't know, bitch. Like, I don't even know who I am today because Atlanta changes people for real. Like, it really fucking does, and I'm different, but I'm still me.
Yeah.
And we just gotta talk about it, and I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, well, we can start with saying that, like, I met Tony through her class, through a friend, and ever since, I remember waiting to go with this friend to Tony's class, but it never happened, and so I was like, fuck it, I need to go by myself.
Right.
And from then on, we connected and clicked, and her class became something that was, this ego tamer, and a place where I could like unlearn dance, because I'm a trained dancer, and I wanted to unlearn and dive into myself again, forget all the technicality, because even though it's important and I love it and it does come in her class, I forgot who I was as a dancer. So that's why I feel so strongly connected to you, Tony, because it was something tangible that helped me push through. And so when you left, it was also a really beneficial thing because I recognized that I had nothing to hold on to for confidence and for my like feminine divine and all this stuff. So that's why it felt like it was such a long time away. But I know energetically, like, you feel different and Atlanta is different. And but I definitely want to hear about it because I can feel you. And I've been doing some stuff too because I had to reroute, like, and figure out what lights me up, instead of just relying on your class. So it was like a cool thing of your absence.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was at home too, because at home, I have everything that I need and want. So when you're in Atlanta by yourself, it's like, figure it out or don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you're going to go home. What, this isn't working for you, so you're just going to leave. You're just going to quit. Yeah. But I texted you while I was out there because you just make me feel like I don't do anything wrong. Like, it's okay for me to think of something and to try it, and it's okay for me to want to do something that somebody might say is not a good idea. So you're like a great friend to have when you're just out, just doing whatever the fuck you want to have. So that's why I'm like, when I get home, like, me and Emily, we gotta chop it up. I still don't know where to start. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, tell me, like, what brought you to Atlanta?
Okay, so I met Pat Roberts when I took Aaliyah Janelle's class 2 years ago, and he just reached out to me and was like, let's work, like, come out here. And I don't think he thought I really was gonna, because when I told him I bought my ticket, he's like, oh, for real, you're coming, like, for real. And I'm like, nah, dead ass, like, I land at this time,
no,
see you then.
I don't play.
Right, I don't play. And so we go, and we were in a hotel for 2 days working on this choreo, and he was just sitting there, and we were making the choreo together, but he just kept saying, slow down. Like, he picked a song, and it's a slow song, and we were making heels choreo, but I kept trying to, hip-hop that shit.
Yeah.
Hip-hop the fuck out of that shit. And, like, hip-hop is cool, and my hard-hitting is cool, and, like, go hard is cool, but he really taught me patience, and he really, drilled it into me, like, you need to know, you need to have a balance. So we worked on that for 2 days, and, like, the choreo was only, choreo's only like 35 seconds long, but we spent 2 long days on it.
And that's nothing, like, but still, yeah.
Yeah, and around the clock too. Like, we did in sneakers for a while, then I did in heels for a while, like, whatever. And I just felt like I can't just go home now. Well, I'm gonna go home and teach it, and then make another hard-hitting choreo, and then just teach it in class, make another video, and then I'm gonna teach it all week, and then it's gonna be a new week, a new choreo. I'm gonna teach that all week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how am I gonna move forward? How am I gonna do more? How am I going to grow? So I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay. I don't know.
And I think that's like, that's stands out to me, you know, like, how am I gonna move forward? How am I gonna grow? Because honestly, as a dancer, your learning never ends. And I know that sounds cliche, but I think it's so necessary to keep training. Because who, you know, like, and I know you do, and it's funny because a lot of people think you don't, but, you know, to train and to continue to tell yourself that you can't possibly be the best, and that, I watch you do that. And sometimes I gotta like nudge you because I'm like, all right, girl, she's going a little dark.
Right.
You know, but also like your accountability and your drive, you know, to get better and better. That's what I'm flipping it a little, but that's what I feel like people don't see about you, is that you're kind of silent about your training. And you're silent about those things, so people run at you, and you know what I mean? Like, and which I like, though, you know, like, you really are silent because there is nothing to prove, because you're doing it for you, but people need it to be for them. So that's why they're coming at you. That went a different way, but either way, so.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. Because you're right, I'm just silent because I just do it for myself.
Yeah,
like.
right, because it's not for that, it's not performative.
Right.
People mistake because your classes are performative, they mistake that's what you think it is, just a dance and then a record and you're good. It's not that, that's what your class offers.
Right.
That's what people don't get.
Emily!
That's what your class offers. Nobody wants to listen to what your class offers, they want to talk about what it doesn't.
Right.
Anyway, we're going back to ATO, and we're here.
You just like blew my mind, like you just like put it all in, like you just said it out loud, like that's the realest shit, because I was out in Atlanta taking mad classes, yo. And I was just trying to like, I got like a high off of taking classes and keeping up. Because when I started dancing, I could not keep up. And my first dance class I went to, I was 20 minutes late because I didn't know where I was going. I got lost, and then I got there, pulled up to the wrong building, and instead of getting back in the car, I walked a couple blocks. So like, I was late as fuck, and I still caught up, and I still killed it. And I found out that that week was week 2. So everyone in class had learned it the week before, and I caught up. That's and right. I'm like, turning point, like, oh, right,
well, I can do that.
Right, and that's growth, because before I would go, even if I was on time or early, I would still only be able to keep and hold the first 8 count, and after that, my ass was grass, just because I couldn't retain choreo, like, whatever. And it was also new that I went by myself, like, I haven't done that since, like, Bill the Beast, and that was last year, so I went by myself, and I looked in the mirror, like I tell you guys to in class, and I just watched myself every time, and it was just crazy. And like, for me I went in a group, and then when I got off, people were like, you killed that, like, good job, who are you, you know what I'm saying? It was a small class, and everyone knew it, everyone except for me. That shit was fire. And I just kept taking classes, and then I even took one heels class. Well, I took it more than once, but I've only been to one heels class, and I remember my first heels class where I didn't know anybody, and that was Aaliyah Janelle's class. Actually, no, it was Nicole Kirkland's class. I took Nicole Kirkland's class first, but it was the same exact thing in Aaliyah Janelle's class. You go to this class, and everyone is just the part, and they all have like these lines and points, and you can tell they've been dancing for so long. And those first 2 times 2 years ago, I was like, oh my god, I don't belong here. This time I was like, I'm in Atlanta, ho. I'm about to get real sexy. I'm about to do my best, but I wasn't intimidated. I was kind of like motivated, like, here we are again, but I'm not scared this time. So it was, and I feel like I killed it. Like, I don't even think anyone was watching me, and that's fine. But I was just so surprised I was just really surprised that I was still dancing like someone was watching. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny because I was going to say, and that's not the point of it, but actually I disagree with what I just said, because there are 2 types of dancing, and like, one is performative, and that's for other people, and that's what I like to do genuinely. I love to dance in my room, it makes me happy, like, it's a quick therapy sesh, but where I shine is knowing that I am entertaining people, that there is somebody watching, bouncing, feeding off of what I'm doing, the energy I'm doing, and so there's such thing as always wanting to perform in front of people. And it doesn't take away your love for dance.
Right.
And so it's funny because I almost just said, oh, that's not what it's about. But it can be. But right, but that's important that you're doing it for yourself as much as you would for like the coolest person in the room or the best person in the room. Because why do we hype our game up so easily when there's a trigger, when there's a motivation that just occurs to us? Then we put we step on the gas.
Right,
so it is really monumental, and I'm like so excited how how much you're like acknowledging everything.
Yeah,
because you're seeing it.
I'm just like, I don't know, like I still go to another state. I'm like, I'm Lady Papa. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to dance. That's what I do. I dance. So I walked in here and I wasn't like, oh, I can't keep up with these girls. I was like, Lady Papa's here and she got to dance. She's gonna kill it. But once like we're dancing, and I'm obviously keeping up, to me, it's never gonna get old. So I'm obsessed that I'm just keeping up with everybody. But I was really performing and I wasn't looking around to see if anybody was watching me. And that's fucking exciting because I was still performing myself.
You're finally like present.
Yeah. So I was still performing, and I just felt like I was on stage. I felt like I was literally like killing it, and that I got high off that, I swear.
Yeah.
And so like that was crazy, and I don't know. It was just like everywhere I went there. I was a student until I started teaching. I didn't teach until I was there for about a month. Yeah.
So you were teaching in Atlanta too?
I was teaching in Atlanta.
I'm like, pause. Like, we just talk about your timeline in general.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was later down the line. So alright, so let's start. So my flight home was Monday. Sunday, I'm driving DoorDash. I have to rent a car and I'm doing DoorDash. For one, I didn't have any fucking money, but I was like, am I gonna stay or am I gonna get on the flight tomorrow? So I'm like, I'm gonna just make some money and just figure it out. So I'm driving all by myself all day, and I was on. If people from Atlanta see this, they're gonna be like, because Old National Highway is a road that I shouldn't be on, and I'm on that road all the fucking time. It's the south side of Atlanta. It is hood. Let me tell you something. Every time somebody met me and saw my smile and my giggly and like my, they call me cartoon character, and they would be like, where we working? And I would say Old National. They were like, Old National, god damn. Like they would literally be like, you should not. What's a pretty face like your ass doing?
Thanks.
But I do love it there. But I ended up doing DoorDash over there, and there's a place called New Orleans Daiquiri. So I went there to pick up an order, and I walked in there jumping, music jumping. Wow. There's mad people there. It was lit as fucking. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to just cancel the order and have a drink instead. But I didn't. I got the food, and I went to make my fucking money. But yeah, so I picked up the order, and I had ended up parking far away because I kept missing the turn, whatever. So while I'm walking, the owner of Bodega, it's a restaurant, lounge, and club.
Cool. Yep.
He pulled up on me randomly. I'm just walking with my food in my hand, and he's like, do you want a waitressing job? That's when I'm like, I think I'm going to stay. Like a job just fell into my lap while I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go or if I'm going to stay, so I'm going to fucking stay.
Yeah.
So I started working there, and that's where I really got my taste of Atlanta. But like when you walk in there, it's like, it's a humongous, it's so big. The ceilings are high, and it's just wide, and you just walk in there, there's always like, there's lights, like blue lights, and it's dark. It's literally like a scene in a movie. And that's how I felt every day. Walking in there, I'm in Atlanta by myself, and I had literally lost so much weight on my way there. I was wearing whatever the fuck I wanted. I felt like I was in a movie. I felt like it was an opening scene of a movie every time I walked in, and I was just there talking to people, and I love saying like, oh, I just moved here. You're really not supposed to say that. You don't want people to know that you're out here. You know what I'm saying? And that was like reckless, but I love when
you learned.
I love when people be like, how come I never seen you before? Like, who are you? What's your name? They love calling me Red, like Redbone. People call me Red. Nobody cares about what my birth certificate says. I am Red because I'm the only light-skinned girl everywhere that I go. But they'll be like, okay, Red, what's your name? Where you from? I ain't never seen you before. Like, goddamn. Yeah. So yeah, I was working there, and it was BYOB. I really don't know the BYOB hustle. Like I know how to make money if there's a full bar and if there's a menu where you can upsell. I really didn't make that good money, but like everyone else did, was because it just wasn't my lane. I still worked there for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, because
Wow.
I had a lot of fun being there. The music was great. I met people every night that I worked. I met people.
Yeah.
And that was like that's better than money.
Well, that's the thing though. I think that part of your, like, I don't know, again too, like, I'm just like also intuitive, so I have like these like thoughts, but also like I genuinely feel like you're somebody who people need to meet. Not that you need to meet people.
Right.
People need to meet you. No, I'm serious, but if you look back and that's what I meant by your timeline. I was gonna say like look at the progress and speed of your timeline, because you have like grouped so many people and you know, introduce them to your message and a very small amount of time. Like, I don't want you to ever minimize that this is kind of like out of this world. And no, and because though that's why, like, and I always go back to like you're a dancer, and like I really believe that dancers are born dancers, right? And so it's not fair that if you didn't get the technique that, you know, like if you weren't, like, fucking dance is like not a normal fucking sport. It is so expensive. Like, if you can't do that, I honestly want to say, like, I could give a fuck to the people who believe that you can't be considered a dancer after that.
Right.
And so I don't know, like, this keeps panning to me because I'm like, nah, like, this is what a dancer is. Relentlessness to move and to teach that movement. But looks like he's getting ready to cut us off.
You damn right.
Well, yeah. So.
And we're back, everybody.
back.
Okay, so yeah. So to get back to like the timeline, so it wasn't working out like money wise. At Bodega. So I did stop working there, but I did not stop going there because I fucking like it there. I don't
You
know.
never wanted to work there. You just
Right.
wanted to play.
And because I would go there and I'd be working, but I would be dancing.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying? I would be dancing, and there it's an after-hour spot. So like all the clubs close at 2, and then the crowd comes in. You come in at 8 and you just play pool with the employees, and you know, you eat and you drink if you want. Well, at 2 o'clock, that's when you're actually working, because that's when all the clubs close. That's when people start coming, or 3 o'clock, whatever. So I would be there, and I would come in at 8 or 10 or 12, whatever time. I would just dance until the crowd got here. Just be in the club dancing, walking around, talking to people. I made really good friends with all the security. The girls didn't like me because they were not nice. They were rude. They bumped me in the hallways.
Come on, ladies, we need you. Like,
Yeah, they bumped me in the hallways. They talked their junk. They used to step in front of me in the mirror. Not all of them. There's really only one who did it all the time. And that, like, I don't need to even use the J word, jealousy, but she was terrible. But it's not like anyone was nice there except the guys.
Yeah. No,
But I'm like one of the bros too, so
I know, that's the thing
I just
too.
walk around, like, talk my shit, chop it up,
Yeah.
like, have a great time. So once I realized, I was like, alright, I need to make some money for real though. So I stopped working there, and I was just doing DoorDash all day, because my rental car was anywhere between like $200 to $350 a week, closer to $350 a week. So much money. So I would DoorDash all day for the first like couple of days. All the money I made would just pay for the car again. Then the rest of the money, whatever. But I met so many people at Bodega when I first started working there, and they kind of they're in the story all the way until now, and they're going to be in the story later too.
Yeah.
Because like Southside is Southside, and like all the clubs on the Southside, when they close, they all go to Bodega. So I met people, regulars for all the other places, you know what I'm saying? So like all my friends, like people I know are on the Southside, that's why I'm always there. Because I walk in somewhere, I don't need anybody to be with me because I know I was there. And I went through this phase where this one guy I met at Bodega while I was working, I gave him my number, and after that, I'm in a VIP in a different club every night. So that's how I really got to see town. Cause I mean, mostly on the South Side, cause that's where he stay at. But that's how I learned a lot of the clubs, like just going, just following him around, which is great. And then so I'm doing DoorDash, whatever, and it got really hard. Like, I don't know, the car was just so expensive, and I started to feel like I was overstaying with the person I was staying with. And I slept in the car for 3 weeks because I didn't want to go home. And I know nobody said, oh, it's okay to go to Atlanta for 2 days and decide to stay indefinitely. You know, can you please give me somewhere to stay? Like, that was my decision. So I just decided to sleep in the car, and I showered at the gym in the mornings, went to the laundromat, did laundry, like, did everything normal. I just didn't have a place to stay yet. And I had cousins there, but I just didn't want to impose, kind of, you know how that goes. Because I was just here trying to figure out, what am I doing here? How come I can't go home? Why do I have cold feet? So yeah, went through the motions.
And if you would have stayed, like, obviously, like, I don't like imagining Tony in a car at night sleeping, but if you would have stayed with your cousins,
Yeah.
you might have gotten comfortable. And, like, you
Yeah.
might not have moved your ass as much as you did.
Right.
Not recommending anybody to stay in their car.
Yeah, because it's really, like, not safe. I mean, I went to the areas that I believe to be safe, and I also, like, along the way, I met somebody who stayed in Marietta, which is a pretty okay place, and there was a gated community where he stayed at most of the time, and it's mostly college kids. Like, I mean, not for
Yeah,
nothing,
no.
like white college
Oh,
kids,
yeah,
kind of harmless to me, so I would, like, park there
no. No, yeah, no, and I'm with you.
and just be okay, whatever.
Yeah, a little,
Yeah, like one time a cop even woke me up. It was like, "Have you been drinking? Why are you sleeping in the car?" So I'm like, "If you can't even sleep in the car here, I should be fine." Like,
He's like, you're like, I have a dream.
I'm just like, no, have not been drinking. I'm just sleepy. I'm sorry, and I just pulled off and pulled right back in after. You know? Motherfucker, this is where I live right now. Okay.
I'm not drinking, this is my home.
Excuse you, get out of my yard. Anyway.
You need something for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so, think of it. I'm like,
Interesting. I mean,
it's
yeah.
it's not pretty.
It's not pretty, but I mean, it was worth it. I don't regret it. I would do it again.
Yeah, I know. I know, well, yeah, and I'm like, that's the thing too, like, I know you're down. Like, and just getting some sound healing behind the camera really quick. Thank you.
I can't.
My chakras are cleared, so let's
Let's get it.
Yeah, I met some people. I did learn there that people talk. I mean, everyone tells me, like, if you know you're in Atlanta, a lot of people fake who they are. They fake it till they make it. They're really not solid. They lie. They try to act like they got it and they don't. Like whatever. I mean, I'm not after anything that somebody has anyway. But a lot of people do speak a big game, whether it's a big game about wanting to be around you, or it's a big game about what they're gonna do for you, or what they have to offer you, or what they have in general. There's a lot of fronting. You know what I'm saying? There's people who act like they really like care about you, or they really care about anything, and then you just turn around and see that they were just talking.
Yeah.
People like to waste your time out there. They kind of, I think they kind of want to see like what they can get out of you. That's how I felt.
Absolutely.
There was even like a guy that I was spending most of my time with. I mean, there were a bunch, obviously, but there was one guy I was with like a lot, spending a lot of my time, and he helped me like I helped him, which was, at least that was a two-way street. But I felt like I low-key got finessed for certain things, and like that's fine. You live and you learn, and like I knew when the next person tried to do that to me, I was like, oh, you one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I learned the hard way, but I learned like people will finesse you. People will act like, you know, they will act like something is one way to make you believe it. To put you in a position where you could be beneficial, and then it'll blow up in your face, and you'll be like, wow, fuck that.
That's why I, like, personally, like, with my work, my art, and everything like that, I have, like, a strict rule that, like, I keep to my damn self. Because I believe even just putting it out loud in a room, like, I believe in people taking that. And it going elsewhere, and you not being able to complete it. So keep it to yourself until it's completely ready to be released into the world, into wherever you're doing it. And a lot of people too, I know it's Atlanta like too, but a lot of people like that's gonna come up of like, oh my god, like you're awesome, right? Like, you know, and I want. People will do that, like, like let me just, instead of like, let's create, let's do something, it's I want and let's and do, like, you know what I mean? And so that's my image of fucking soul
grabbing.
suckers, you know, and so that's dangerous, but yeah, I mean, it's like, you gotta find like the middle way.
I know, but it's like, it's so different because at home everyone's cool, everyone knows everybody, like you have trifling people everywhere, but at home you don't have to have such a wall up. But I just have to learn because I'm so personable, and because I was so
you get too friendly.
I'm too friendly, right? And I just feel like, because I can connect with anybody, I can connect. I'm like dial up, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I connect with someone, I think we're friends. And I think that we're like, and it's just because I can really make a good time out of anything. So I realize now that my personality, like when I connect with someone, it's on me and it's not on them. It's not, I'm not connecting with them because they're fire, I'm connecting with them because I'm fire.
Yes.
I didn't realize that
that's
though,
real.
because I really felt like, oh, I'm in Atlanta and I'm connecting with people just like I was at home.
Uh-huh.
Instead of being like common denominator.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where I am. It was like, wow, these people are fire, I want to be around them, but I don't need to be around them.
Yeah.
So when I go back this time, everyone's not gonna, they're gonna be surprised because like, I thought you were fire, but you actually just, you thought I was fire and you tried to make it look like it was your doing and it wasn't. So there's definitely, I mean, since I've been home, ties have been severed. Never mind like when I'm there in person, but a lot of people like, even as something as small as like I've had like people come up to me and be like, oh, let's do this tonight. Even a girl, like, you know what I'm saying, not just niggas, like a girl, let's do this tonight. We'll have so much fun. I love your energy. And then they give you, you know, the plans, and then when you call because you don't want to just show up, they don't answer. Then there's guys who come up to me and they're like, I'm trying to take you wherever the fuck you want to go, whenever you want. Like, can I please have your number? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, like, nothing ever happens. You never go anywhere. And it's just like, why did you bother? It's like why you come up to me like a puppy, like you must see me again? You could just be like, wow, you cute, you fire, I fuck with you, shorty, and keep it pushing. You know?
I know.
But people just like
They need to see if they can get a piece of it.
Right.
Like people are hungry, and I connect with this. I feel this way too. I think that I'm somebody who it's like immediately I'm like, I see your soul and like I'm connecting with you because I can make it work, because I can find something inside of you that I like. I can do it. Give me anybody. Give me anybody,
right.
But what happens a lot of the time is that like, I lost my train of thought. But
you're just like, because you can connect, right? Because you can, and that's why you have to remember it's you. It's not them. It's you.
Even with friends, way back, like in my younger years, like. I'm still young, but in my younger years with my friends, I was realizing I was getting really drained and I was really tired, and I'm like, but I don't get it because we're having good times and I'm connecting with my people. And then I realized I was connecting to them. Yeah. They never took the time or put aside energy to actually learn and how to and connect with me. So I was just doing all the work. Like you're saying, it reminded me of my friendships.
Because it's easy.
And it's easy.
It's not work. That's why.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's not work.
It's quick fixes to have connection, because we want connection. We want fire, passion, connection. We just want to be like.
Right.
And
that's just because it's how it is.
It is how it is. But we also do. We'll let a lot slide. Because we believe in the person.
I let a lot slide. Like, and part of me wants to like not even talk about it because I don't want to look like no sucker. But at the same time, like I know people look up to me and I appreciate that. And like to tell them how it is, like people, I let shit slide, bruh. You gotta not let shit slide. And like there are times where I'll just justify it. Okay, you let that slide. What now? Are you gonna die? Is it the end of the world? Are you gonna just be okay and move on? You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me, when I'm like, it's not gonna kill you, let it slide, and then it keeps happening.
Right,
so now you're like,
down the line, you're like, why am I broken?
Right.
And you're like, oh, all those times I never took a moment to think about or stop that pattern.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's not weak. It's not. You're not a sucker. This is why, like, we were talking about this, like, conversation of you showing people like what it's actually like, and not 10 years down the line, like, who was Tony? Like, who was Lady Papa? And like I went through it. You know what I mean? No, it's happening currently.
Right.
And I don't have to look perfect. And even if that was my way, you know, it could be my way, but like, no, I think that's important, because I remember why I'm so inspired by you and connected to you is because I saw you and I was like, you know, oh, like I saw you. Yeah, no, I felt you. Like, I felt you. And I'm like, she's going to go far because of her intentions. And, like, you know, she's going to go far because of her drive. And I was like, whoa. And it wasn't like oh, if she can do it, I can do it thing. It's not like that. I didn't know you. But it was almost like, whoa. And every class, I'd hear your stories and I'd hear this and that. And I'm like, it's like, it's not like you did anything, you know, like, special or like had any like special treatment. And I know it's not that, but it's like I just remember looking at you, feeling you, and being like, oh, nothing matters. There's no excuses. Like you can just do this. And I don't know where this part of my conversation started, but I
I mean, it's like that's one thing about both of us is like we started talking about how you're around people and you think that they're fire.
Yeah.
Because you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But we're the good time.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I have to talk to Emily about this because I really let people think that I was lucky to meet them, and it's because I didn't want to be cocky and think that they were lucky to meet me.
Right, totally. I'm like,
You don't want to be conceited because you're not, but now that I'm like, all these people had time of mine to waste because I gave it to them because I thought that we had a good time because they were this amazing person. It's not that they're not, but that's not why we have so much fun. We have so much fun, and no matter who it is, I have so much fun because it's me. So when I go back there, I have to remember that, and I'm not going to forget it. But that's one thing I would change about this last time.
Perfect.
Just remembering that. But yeah. So so there was one day random, I just went out for lunch and I was at that place that I didn't want to leave, where I picked up the order and the owner bodega found me. So I went back there to eat because I couldn't let it go. And while I'm there, I'm like dancing the whole time. While as soon as I sit down, the whole time I'm sitting, while I'm eating, while I'm drinking, the whole time, while I'm talking. So when I leave, this woman stops me and asks me if I have Instagram. And I told her, yeah. She's like, you've been dancing your ass off. And I peeked, and somebody just called me for a music video, and he's looking for a couple girls. I just wanted to know if you were free Thursday at 4. And I'm like, yeah. So
this is some Carrie Underwood shit where she was like singing in the fields of somewhere and everybody was like, do you want a record label? Like, this is like the stuff that doesn't happen. That's why I think like you really like, I'm not giving away like, cause you're special. I'm not giving that away cause that you worked so hard.
Right.
But like, this is really what's meant to happen, and it's so funny. Like, and that's why there's so much friction. And I keep going back to that because it's something that when I think of you, I'm sorry, but like when I think of you, I think of the friction that's caused because of what you do, which is strange. But that's the thing, like these things are they're not falling into your lap. You're hardworking.
Right.
But the way they're
aligning.
They're aligning. They're aligning. Boom. hit the ding.
They're aligning.
Yeah, it's aligning because you have done everything you could to align. And I think, like, again, these corny things of, like, staying true to yourself and like, keeping your drive and, like, having this purpose, like, it seems cliche because it's said over and over again, but people don't break it down. Like, you have, like, the craziest drive. And it actually brings me to a question, though, like, what does keep you going? Like, why do you do this? Like, what is it now? I know you have, like, a change of heart and who you are, and that's beautiful. I think it's very important to change. But I feel like, like, what is it? Just because you have to in your heart, does it feel that way, or like is there something like?
Oh, that's such a deep question. So it started because I went to school and I got a degree and I didn't want to use it. So I'm like, what am I gonna like? What's Tony gonna do after she doesn't have any more college stories anymore? You know what I'm saying? College connections, like what's she gonna do? So I just started dancing because even with the degree, I still just wanted to waitress and make money in casinos. I didn't want to do anything like 9 to 5 or with benefits or anything like that. So it started because of that. And then seeing how far I came in such little time, and with like starting off with 0 supporters and just ended up having a big support system. It just, I think that's why I keep going, because now I think I can do anything.
You can, yeah.
I think that's what I think it's just like, because I don't have to be confused or wonder like what I'm going to do when I'm 30. I think I just need to build until I'm 30 and then keep building even after I'm 30.
That's
so I think I'm just doing it for a living. Like I'm doing it because I don't think I can do anything else, quite frankly. So like when I was in Atlanta, I didn't leave because if I left, I would come back here and do the same thing I was doing. But I finally, I don't want to mess up the timeline. This girl that pulled me over and asked for my Instagram, told me about the video. She is the one person that I met there that I will be friends with forever, and I would trust her with I would trust her with a child of mine. I would trust her with, and that's not because I'm dumb and I only knew her for 2 months. It's because she's real, and because I can talk to her how I can talk to people I've known for a really long time.
Well, yeah, if you see somebody, that's the thing, we do have all these people who we might be, we're like, maybe, and then, but when there really is that real person, it's boom.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here now.
Right.
You're my people.
And she knows that she's here for good. She knows I'm there for good. She trusts me with things already, like when I go to her house, her kids run to me and they ask me how my day went. They're young kids. How's your day so far? How you doing? Are you staying? You want to come watch a movie? Are you sleeping over? Where are you gonna sleep? You can sleep in my bed. I'll sleep on the couch. Like freaking 8 years old. Like yeah. So like her name is Bella. She's actually the artist that I've been working with. But she schooled me. She let me know. You know, she helped me. I don't even know if I would have lasted that long without her, because she just.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, she's seriously like she's a big part of my story, and we're gonna be a team. Like we already are a team, but like there's some official things that are gonna happen, and it's just because I don't know if I'll ever meet anybody like her. So with her, so I ended up training her. Cool. So once she saw my Instagram, first she hired me before she saw my Instagram for the music video that she was gonna be part of. Then she hired me for her own music video. So I made choreo and I trained her for weeks.
Wow.
And then we did this video, and this video I wasn't supposed to be in it, and I wasn't really supposed to be there. And then they paid me more to be on set. So now I'm on set thinking I'm just gonna run or like coach Bella for her scene. And I end up coaching Bella for all of her scenes, and I end up coaching all of Bella. I don't know if you.
Oh, and you
extras?
directed. Yeah, the extras. That's right. You were telling me you directed. I forgot about this.
I trained probably like 20 girls on set that day.
Yeah, directed a whole show.
And it was 12 hours. It was 12 to 12. I mean, they had a couple scenes where I just had to tell Bella about like how she was walking or how she was like singing or how she was, I didn't really have to direct. And then there were scenes where I put people in their places and I gave them choreo and I gave them ripples and I gave them pointers on choreo. And, I made choreo on the spot and had to rearrange some things, stuff like that. So I was busy from 12 to 12. I was really busy. I met a lot of people on set. And after that I had my second class and I had even more girls in class. So like, this is all coming from me dancing in a chair at the daiquiri place, meeting Bella seeing my Instagram, Bella hiring me, and then me showing her, like once I trained her, that's when she got to know me and how I do my business. That's when she was like, we need you on set. You know what I'm saying? And even with Bella, I got to sit in on a couple of meetings, like business meetings, and I learned she's been in the game for a long time. So I learned a lot about the industry and what to look forward to, and kind of it helped me like sculpt my goals a little better. And I met some people that, she had me around some heavy hitters. I don't want to like drop names or anything because it's not about that. But in a month's time, I was in a room with Bella, and I was next to somebody that I really trusted, and I met some people I never really thought I would meet. And these people that I never thought I would meet, they talked to me like I was like how people here talk to me. Like your soul is genuine, like your energy is really amazing. We have a show coming out soon, and we have everyone we need. We're gonna see if we can find something for you on set, just because we think your energy could be inspire like people on set. So like things like that. So it's just like,
and that's what you want. That's the mistake that people don't get, is that you keep being this soul pouring, like generous, awesome person, because a lot of people think there's no room for it in showbiz, right? It's all this, and there's not. Oh, don't get me wrong.
You have to manage it.
There's a time and place, absolutely. Yeah. And I get real serious, and I can get real mean, and I can have some serious control issues. But what people are forgetting is that if you aren't picked for your genuinity,
that thing.
I need to read a book.
No, sir.
You're not gonna make it, because eventually, what you put out, people will not register as the truth. So people are not gonna be with it.
Right.
They won't be with it, unless it's the people, unless it's other fake people.
Right,
but
I feel you.
Because it's important. I'm writing music right now, and with my friend Tori J, and she genuinely, we talk about how our music process has been going lately, and I'm like, it's been so easy, but like emotionally hard and all this stuff, and but we've also had so much space to put our hearts and souls and personalities in this, and we're like, this is how it's supposed to be done. I'm not saying that there's not structure, it's not fucking literally cold-blooded, but I think that there does need to be space for a real connection between creator and whoever, like the creators and things like this, and they need to see that, and they need to know that, because art is that. You have to go back to the community point of seeing you, seeing me, and working from there, not working empty and putting something out, I really think it's important, and your soul is what gets you. It's your talent too, but like you're gifted, but it's who you are. You are so fun to be around. Yeah.
You are too.
And so that's important. Like, I'm not surprised by any of this, which is like the thing. I'm like not surprised by any of this, but I'm so happy for you. And like I encourage you, obviously, not that you're not going to, but keep doing this. And I think what keeps coming to me as like really is just no more like fear-based like no more fear-based emotions, no more fear-based steps forward, you know, because there's just no space anymore for fear, because anything that holds you back, that's just fear. Like any little insecurity, any little this, any that, whatever. Same with me, like it's just fear. And right now it feels like it finally literally has no space, because like what else matters? So I don't know, I'm just like really excited. I'm so happy that you're back. But it's funny, like I'm not selfish, like I'm playing around, like I want you to go. I want you to go, but I love having you back, and
I like being here too. You know, I really didn't want to come back, but I didn't want to come back because I don't want to stay. And I only came back because the rental car was really getting really expensive, and
That's
to see
crazy.
that I made enough money to pay for it,
I'm like,
I make enough money to have a place, right? Get a bicycle. Oh my God, get a fucking hoverboard.
Yeah,
no, but yeah. So for a while, I stayed and I stuck it out still because I just felt like I had more things to do, and I still have more things to do, but. I started working somewhere that I thought was going to solve all my problems. I'm not going to say the name of it, but it's this place who didn't pay me for training and threw me into the fire, and they were, you know, they didn't even really treat me that well, but you made a ton of money. And I met a bunch of people there too, just like I did at Bodega. So I met a bunch of people there, and I also met one more person. I know I said Bella was the only person, but I met another person too. His name is Austin. He was a manager. And he's amazing. He has all this advice. I think he's like 29. Like he's not even like that old, but he has been through a lot, and he has also taught me a lot, and we are still friends. And it's this place. It's a pizza place. It's a lounge. It's a club. They have a patio. They have pool tables. They have everything. So it gets really lit. The music is really good. It's a sports bar also. And I got fired for dancing too much because I distracted the guests. But when I was working, I got tipped a lot more than normal because I was so entertaining and because I was so bubbly, because I'm really good at serving, you know what I mean?
So awesome.
Right. So they fired me for that, and I thought it was some bullshit, but I mean, whatever. So after that,
Don't be too good.
no, right?
It makes us look weird.
right. No, so I was just like, okay, I didn't even like fight it. When they said that, I'm like, all right, you know, I'll live, whatever. But I felt like I probably got into that to meet the couple people I did, and Austin specifically, I learned so much of him already. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe I only worked there for a week to cross paths with Austin, and that they did their job. So once I lost that job, I kind of looked around, but I felt like I wasn't really ready to work anywhere else.
Yeah.
So let me just go home and get my car situated, fix everything so I can have my own car,
Yeah.
and I don't have to pay $350 a week for the car, since that's what my car note is.
Me like.
Yeah, so it was a lot of money, but that was fear based. I was afraid to come home right away when I needed a car because I didn't want to stay here. And like even right now, I work every day. I work hard all day, every day, and I'm saving money to pay for this car, and to catch up on my bills and to have some extra money so I go back there and I have what I need. But it's not like I feel like I'm stuck, and if I'm here longer, it's because I'm just making more money. But I know I'm not staying, so that's good. But I had to stay out there long enough, right?
Know that
before I did. Before I felt like if I came home, I wouldn't have to stay. But now I know, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care how long it takes me. I know that I'm not here for good, and I'm not comfortable here.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Nobody should ever want to be. That's my
opinion.
But.
And I had a problem before I went to Atlanta. I had a problem of staying in bed too late, being in bed till 3 o'clock, and feeling like my day passed. Since it's only been a week, so it's not like I'm a whole different person. It's only been a week, but I haven't been in bed past 8 a.m.
Because you saw life, and you're like, now I want to see
get
it
back.
again.
Yeah, I gotta
would
go back.
love to see life again if there's more of a chance that I've been missing out on.
If I don't have anything to do since I've been here, I'll just go do a couple DoorDash deliveries. Like put some more money in the bank. Like I can't just sit in bed, can't just watch TV. Like I watched the whole season of P-Valley, and a lot of it was on my phone while sitting in the car. I didn't even sit in a bed or a room or on a couch and watch TV. Like I was watching it on my phone. Like that's how it is. So I'm really like, I don't have time. I can't be here. Yes, I have a lot of shit to do. I really do. I have a lot of shit to do.
Matter of fact,
Yeah, and my mind is changing now. Now I want to be more professional. I want to be more, and I have learned one thing I learned at home, in Atlanta, that I really always knew I had to learn, but never had like hands-on practice. You have to control your silliness and your, I have to control my personality. And before it was just everyone got the whole Lady Papa, because that's how I am, and I don't want
let them.
But in Atlanta, you have to be careful, because now they're like, oh, she looks like someone who can be finesse, or she looks like someone who's a giver and doesn't need anything in
protect
return.
who you are. Yeah.
Out here, I didn't have that. I didn't have that wall, because I wasn't afraid. Out there, it's kind of scary. You know, you don't want anyone to think you're a sucker, because you're not. You can be. I met some dangerous people out there, and I wouldn't even get in their car, but they are a good time too. So you also know that people, just like you can turn it on and turn it off, they can turn it on and turn it off. So I kind of watch how they move. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from that, because now that I met someone and I see how still they are and we have a good time. I've also been with them in a setting where they got to keep their head on the swivel, and I just watch how they.
My head on.
Right. You just have to. You got to turn on and turn it off, and I really wasn't worried about turning it on and turning it off in Rhode Island, because it's Rhode Island, you know.
But that's too. I feel like we're similar too. We give. So also, I want you to always be silly. I want to always be silly. I want it to even slip into places where it shouldn't be, because that's who I am. But I also think it's important to protect yourself and to keep your energy and not give everybody that, because it's special, and it can be, taken apart. So so you're back. You're doing class on Wednesday.
I'm doing class on Wednesday. Yeah, can I come? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing as many classes as I can. Cause I still wanna work out here, but I was afraid to come home and only want to produce content, because I was obsessed with producing content.
Yep.
I know. But I haven't even filmed the video yet. It's been a week. We'll be filming Saturday for the first time, but I couldn't focus on filming content here, because there's more to it. There's a lot more.
Ooh, and I think something really quick, that I noticed in your class though, people got really hung up on the video part, and I think it would be honestly great to snatch that from them for a bit and be like, you don't have the light to do your little dance thingy in front of the camera right now. We're working tonight.
Right.
And you have to be working tonight, or else, so if you don't come, I see why you're here. And cause I love the camera. I mean, and I've gotten so much camera training from your class. Now I can work a camera so much better, just by having that. But obviously people will misuse that and take opportunity, which is cool. Oh my God, have a hot ass video of yourself.
Right.
But
it's not about hot ass videos.
It's not, and so it gets mixed up. So that's good though, because even with visuals, it's not important. It's
But I'm finally on the verge of concept videos, so I'm mapping things out. Yeah, I have some big ideas, but we're gonna be filming separately, so not in class anymore.
Good.
So from now on, we're gonna film Saturdays. Do you work Saturdays?
No, I'm off every Saturday.
So the new schedule, and once I go back for good, I will be back once a month for a week. So I officially, even if I can't afford to pay for a bag to come with me, I have a house here still. So I will be here for a week.
You can live here. There's a bed.
There's a bed here. No, so I will be coming back for a week. So my schedule, no matter what, Wednesday new choreo, Thursday will be an old choreo, and then Saturday we'll film.
Cool.
So Saturday, when we film, we're not filming twice a week, but it can be premeditated. You can think about what you want to wear. You can practice. You can still get that good footage. But in class, right? But in class is class. So I like them being separate too.
Cool.
In class is class. If you want to film, you come film on Saturday. But you need to put the work in first. So Wednesday, Thursday, put the work in. Saturday, get dressed up, and it's a movie.
It is. That sounds perfect. And it gives them accountability to go home and work on it. That you can't just get it. That's not how it works in real life. You can't just practice for an hour and then show out.
Yeah, and even those people who don't get it, now they have time to get it.
And because people will see,
those
oh my gosh,
not go.
I'm so much better today. I have energy today. I perfected it today. Yeah, I think that's a perfect transition. That's smart. I'll be there.
So she said,
my birthday's on Saturday.
Is it?
And I'm so sad because you did birthday sex.
We're filming birthday sex on Saturday. So I can just teach it to you. Well, I mean, you probably can't come. What are we doing on Saturday? You didn't even tell me.
I'm not doing anything.
Now I have to be free.
Oh my gosh, it's my birthday. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god, it's so funny because every time I do that out of tune on purpose to be funny,
it's still fucking good.
No, well, I'm like,
yes.
It's so hard how it's still so good. No, I hate that because I get embarrassed.
I can't.
All right, well, I'll be there. It's my birthday. We'll talk. I have it. I literally, it's free because I don't know what I want to do and I don't like when people pressure me. So
Right.
Friday I have a Halloween party. I'm looking so cute, and then
She's out. So cute.
and then Saturday I'll come dance to birthday sex.
Yeah.
What are the chances? Because you actually. Let's talk about party here, and let's talk about how we're so connected that last year I asked you to do birthday sex on my birthday because it was on a Wednesday and we never got to do it.
Did
So
you?
now,
Oh, I
without
did
speaking
try.
and without her not knowing, I know she tried. Without her knowing, she fucking see. That's why it's connected. That's
Dyla. Right. Yeah.
Like
So
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. And you're such a good friend, and you are the reason that I was not afraid to stay in Atlanta, and I wasn't afraid to sleep in the car. And like when you say there's no room for fear, I slept in the fucking car in Atlanta. And I lied to my parents. They would call me like, "How's your day?" Like, "Oh, it's going fine." Where are you staying? "Oh, I'm staying with so and so." Yeah.
In a really nice hotel.
Cause it's not like, cause when I say I need help, they come help you. Like, when am I gonna learn to do it on my own? You know.
I know. Yeah.
But you just make me not care, not be
Wow.
afraid, and like I don't fucking care.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I get that from you too, but I think that you encourage that. You encourage me to be that for you because I found you at a time where I was like, oh, other person with heart for dance.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get it now. So like it bounces off. I don't want you to think it doesn't. I don't think I wouldn't be doing. I don't know if I would be dancing again without you. And I mean that.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I had a rough relationship with dance, but so now
Yeah.
so that's why like and I don't fuck around. I don't give false hope, and like I genuinely I rock with you. It works, and so yeah, you're a really good friend to me too. And you're down, and that's what I like.
You're down too. Look,
Down.
10 toes. 10 toes and 10 fingers. Beads. Oh my god. Okay.
Alright,
We're
thanks.
being ourselves again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We have to protect that shit.
Yeah. So I think we're probably gonna do this more. I don't know if this is a one-time thing,
She
but
said it was.
Yeah,
I was on the phone.
I
I
did.
was on the phone with CJ before. He goes, "Yeah, right, one time."
Right. Well, this is good because it's just good because it's like documentation and like it's a journey.
It
You
is.
know what I'm saying? So I kind of, for the most part, about my first time in Atlanta. Going back. So I'm probably just gonna have to keep it going.
Keeping up with
There's people out there who
Papa.
need to do it too. There's people out there who need to just
Peepin' Papa. Sorry, I'm trying to.
peep
think
and
of- I'm
Papa.
trying to think of things like keeping up with Lady Papa.
No, because it's not just me. It's you too.
I know. All right.
Well, yeah, so I guess that is cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Yeah, so I guess we will be back soon.
Too long, just wanted you to show me up. So won't you say my name, say my name.